Every company has a business strategy. By crafting a well defined strategy, companies chart a path to achieve their business objectives, leveraging every resource at their disposal. Effective strategies also help companies navigate through unforeseen challenges, ensuring companies stay on track for success. Our lives, just like companies, can get complex too. Our personal lives are a juggling act. Career goals, family moments, relationship challenges, financial worries, and educational pursuits. They all weave through our lives, intertwined and unpredictable. The real challenge we have is to adapt and navigate the unexpected while we have limited time, resources, and capabilities. So, how do we achieve our life goals in a constantly changing environment with our limited time, resources, and capabilities? One way to address this is to build your life strategy. This podcast will guide you to build your own life strategy through a 5 step process. What you will need is a place to scribble your thoughts and some time to reflect. So ditch the autopilot, unleash your potential, and craft your life's masterpiece. Join me as I crack the code to building your own life strategy. Step 1. Set some time alone for yourself in a place where there are no disruptions. Think about your biggest achievements. This can be achievements in school, the workplace, with your relationships, or with family. They may come quickly, or you may need some time to put them together. List about 8 to 10 of them. They don't have to be in any particular order. Once you have listed them, read them again and think through each of them. What made them significant achievements? Did they require a lot of effort? What were the challenges you overcame to achieve them? When you were working towards these goals, were the people surrounding you supporting you or were they against you? Are you proud of these achievements or do you feel like you should have achieved more? Were these achievements what you really wanted or were they someone else's expectations? Spend some time thinking through the answers to these questions for each of the achievements you have listed. Completion of the first step would have brought together some thoughts about what you value most in your past achievements. This is a stepping stone to the second step. We will now move on to the second step. Identify the areas in your life that are important. For ease of reference, let us refer to them as life areas. Here are some examples of life areas that you could choose: family, relationship, career, health, fitness, travel, charity, finances, giving to the community, and so on. Do not put any limit to the number of life areas you identify. You may easily identify 15, 20, or more life areas. At this point, do not think about what you want to achieve in each life area and do not think about which life areas are more important. These will be done in later steps. Just identify the life areas. You may require some time to do this. It is normal to do this over a few days, as not all the life areas that you consider important may come to mind immediately. Once you have identified these life areas, you need to capture these life areas on a single screen. You can either scribble the life areas on whiteboard software or use post it note, where one post it note will represent one life area. Any mechanism that will allow you to move the life areas around later will be suitable. We will now move on to step 3. This is a step that is perhaps the most challenging and will require you to do some reflection. Step 3 is about prioritizing these life areas. The prioritization is performed using groups, which means they are not going to be prioritized in a single sequence from 1 to 20, for example. Each group will have 3 to 4 life areas only. If you have 20 life areas, you can break the 20 areas into 5 groups of 4 life areas each, which you can label as priority 1 group, priority 2 group, and so on. Which are the life areas that you will park in each priority group? You may find that you want to put many life areas into the priority 1 group. However, limit the group to a maximum of 4 life areas only. Ask yourself some specific questions about matters or events in different life areas if you find that you want to put many life areas into the priority 1 group. By answering these questions, you may be able to identify which are really in the priority 1 group and which are in the priority 2 group. Be honest to yourself. If you still feel strongly about having more than 4 life areas in priority 1 group, I want to remind you that one of the challenges we face is that we have limited time, resources, and capabilities. Identifying which life areas are truly important will help direct more time and effort into the most important life areas. Another way of looking at this is like this. The point of building your life strategy is so that when you live your life according to this life strategy that you have built, many years later, when you look back at your life, you will feel that you have lived your life in a meaningful manner. In other words, you will feel that you have spent your time and efforts on what really matters to you. To reflect on this, ask yourself this question. When you are 80 years old, will the life areas that you put in the priority 1 group still matter? Step 3 will take time, perhaps a few hours or maybe a few days. It is entirely up to you, but it is worth taking the time for step 3 to make sure that you have really prioritized the life areas according to what is really important to you. Once you have prioritized your life areas into 4, 5, or more priority groups, depending on how many life areas you have, we can move on to step 4. Step 4. At this point in time, you should have about 5 priority groups. In each priority group, there will be about 3 or 4 life areas. For each life area, identify the goals that you would like to achieve. There is no limit to the number of goals that you want to achieve in one life area. But for a start, it is good to keep the list to about 5 or so goals for each life area. For some of the high priority life areas, the goals will spring out at you. For other low priority life areas, you may need to spend some time to think through what really you want to achieve in those life areas. It is okay to have just one goal in some life areas, especially in the lower priority groups. When you have completed listing the goals for each life area, you will have a view of what your goals are and how they are ranked in terms of priority. Now is also the time to think about two further points. The first is the interrelationship between the goals. The important areas in your life do not exist in isolation. Are there overlapping goals? Are there different aspects of the same goal appearing in different life areas? Think through this and make any adjustments you need to. The second point is the environment. There are many environmental factors that are not within your control that can impact the life areas in your life. Typically, these are changes to the economic situation, an unfortunate event, and relationship related events. There may be others too. Think through the prevailing forces from these environmental factors that are acting on the important areas in your life and how these forces can impact you. Do you need to adjust or enhance any goals to mitigate these risks? Step 5. Based on the grouping of priorities, identify the goals you want to achieve in the current year and the following year. Consider the goals from all priority groups for selection. Some goals may be low hanging fruit, and some may take years of effort. A low priority, easy to achieve goal could be the first on your list. For example, 2 year horizon is needed at a minimum for you to see the time and capacity limitation element. You will be able to step back and distinguish between important and urgent matters, long, medium, and short term goals. You will have an opportunity to think deeply about each area in your life and be able to craft a clear path forward based on what you want to achieve in each life area. With the completion of step 5, we can summarize this discussion. This 5 step process will allow you to aggregate the various areas of your life so you can step back and look at your own life. When many important areas of your life are placed side by side, a sense of proportion will be illuminated, allowing you to prioritize and create clear goals for the short and long term. This will enable you to live a successful life as defined by you. In other words, not only have you just listed goals to work towards, you have also ensured that these are the right goals for you based on your values. Some final thoughts. If you have successfully gone through this 5 step process, you have essentially considered, thought through, and reasoned with the pertinent facts and priorities of your life. This enables you to take a step back and look at your own life through a few lenses, such as your past achievements, your capacity, and the impact of the limitation of time. By going through this process, you have started developing the skills to chart your own life based on your priorities so that you live a successful life as defined by you. This 5 step exercise is not a one off activity. As time goes by, your priorities will change. Review your life areas and your priority groups at least once a year. Check off the goals you have achieved. Reviewing these life areas can guide you when you need to decide when to put more time and effort into a different area of your life so you can make adjustments to your goals accordingly. With this, I wish you all the best for developing your own life strategy. That's all for this podcast. Thank you for listening. Speak to you in the next.